Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Mm.
Today we're starting a journey into what we're calling the architecture of transformation. We've pulled together a really incredible stack of sources for this deep dive. Think ancient philosophy, modern psychology, even a children's story.
Yeah, quite a mix.
And they all offer this, well, surprisingly connected blueprint for personal growth, a way you can consciously build a better self.
That's right.
So our mission today, unpack how embracing difficulty, fueling your imagination, and making conscious choices can lead to real profound transformation in your life. But to lay the foundation, we have to start with a challenging truth, something we often try to avoid.
It's pretty remarkable, actually. As we look through these sources, people like Stephen Pressfield, Aesop, Jane Austen, Maya Angelou is clear.
Yeah.
These very different voices, they all kind of converge on this universal message about potential, about change. It just shows how deep wisdom pops up in unexpected places, and these transformation principles, well, they echo across time and cultures.
Absolutely. And that challenging truth I mentioned, it boils down to something pretty stark from our source material. You cannot win without sacrifice.
Ooh, direct.
Right. Now, this isn't about, pointless suffering. Pressfield, he gives us this powerful little equation. Suffering, insight, change.
Okay.
He talks about how writers invent suffering for their heroes, not just for drama, but because it forces them to dig deeper, face things, and, well, ultimately change.
Makes sense.
And if there's no struggle, is the story really that compelling? So for us, for you listening, you have to ask, if we dodge all the hard stuff, what kind of life story are we actually writing?
And that's not just for stories, is it? It's a fundamental life thing, real transformation, the kind that, genuinely shifts how we think and what we can do. It comes from struggle.
Right. Not from taking it easy.
Exactly, not from ease. And it's more than just putting up with discomfort. It's how struggle forces our brains to rewire, essentially. It makes us creative, better problem solvers. It often brings out strengths we didn't even know we had. It forges these new pathways in the brain like, honestly, comfort just can't. Friction polishes the gem,
Yeah, I like that.
And our sources warn about always taking the path of least resistance. It feels safe, but it often just leads to, well, stagnation masquerading as contentment.
Stagnation masquerading as contentment. That's powerful.
It is. The real path, the one to progress and improvement, means engaging with difficulty, not running from it.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And once you see it that way, you notice it everywhere. Like the musician.
Yeah.
Fingers aching after hours and hours, but then finding that grace.
Right.
Or the entrepreneur facing rejection after rejection. But that struggle, it sharpens their vision, helps them find their place.
Yeah.
The parent sacrificing sleep, spontaneity.
Right.
But through that, nurturing life, experiencing this huge, expansive love. In every case, being willing to embrace the difficulty. That's not the price of admission. You have to pay it to get into that richer, more evolved way of being.
It's fundamental.
It's so fundamental. It even shows up in stories for kids. The things hardest to do are often the most fun once you learn them. Or wanting something awesome means you got to work for it, like video game heroes facing dragons.
Facing the dragons, yeah. Builds competence, enjoyment. Makes you the hero.
Exactly. But, okay, this idea of struggle, it brings us to a really interesting point, a kind of paradox.
Okay.
Because while growth needs effort, definitely, the sources also warn about a different trap, getting stuck in over-preparation. Jane Austen pointed it out. How often is happiness destroyed by preparation, foolish preparation?
Yes. Analysis paralysis.
Totally. I know I've been there.
Yeah.
Just planning and planning. How many great ideas just died right there? So if transformation means embracing difficulty, how do we square that with, overthinking things into the ground?
That's a key tension, absolutely. Preparation's vital, of course, but too much planning, yeah, it can stop you cold. Salvador Dali had a sharp take on this.
Oh, yeah?
He said, those who do not want to imitate anything produce nothing. Sometimes chasing perfect originality or waiting until you understand everything perfectly before you start, it just means you never start.
Right.
The way forward is often just starting imperfectly. Maybe learning from others, imitating masters first, instead of waiting for that perfect moment that never comes. It's about learning by doing, not just thinking.
That is it, exactly. It's about building this kind of inner agility, being ready to adapt on the fly. Our sources point to an athletic idea. Speed of thought. The eyes are faster than the feet. Read, recognize, react.
Read, recognize, react. I like that.
Yeah, that three-step thing. Read the situation, recognize what needs doing, and react smartly, intensely. It suggests the best prep isn't endless what-if scenarios.
Right?
It's building the ability to respond quickly and intelligently when things happen, developing responsive skills, not just stockpiling information.
Precisely. And that connects so well with the wisdom from the Persian poet Saadi. Have patience. All things are difficult before they are easy.
Patient.
That difficulty you hit early on, it's not a stop sign, it's not failure, it's just a normal part of learning, of developing skill.
Okay.
It really highlights why we need persistent engagement, actually doing the thing, rather than just perfect, endless preparation. Like in the kids' source, practicing the look, think, go super fast game.
Yeah.
You don't start super fast. You build that capacity through practice, through doing it again and again, turning thought into smart, almost automatic action.
So, okay, embracing difficulty is like digging the foundation for transformation. Decisive action is maybe framing the house. Now, let's look inward at the architect who's guiding the whole project.
Good analogy.
Leo Tolstoy wrote, "Life's essence lies not in your body, but in your conscience." That really makes you think, doesn't it? What does it mean that we're both physical beings and, well, something more?
Our sources really dive into this dual nature. You've got the material self, the part that feels discomfort, wants pleasure, often resists the very changes that help us grow.
Uh-huh. The part that likes the couch.
Exactly. And then there's the spiritual self. Marcus Aurelius called it that part of man which has independent existence and gives us the understanding of life.
Independent existence.
Yeah. Seneca observed that this divine spark lives in all of us and perpetually strives toward its origin. This spark, it's not just poetry. It's like our core consciousness, our true self, separate from fleeting desires. It's always pushing towards growth, towards our deepest values. The Dhammapada teaches that seeing the impermanence all around us helps us glimpse the permanent and eternal things. And the Talmud says only the soul can truly see the essence of things.
Wow.
So practically, it means cultivating this inner awareness,
Yeah.
stepping back from the immediate noise, the desires, and checking in with that deeper sense of purpose or intuition, letting that guide our choices.
And this duality, it creates a really crucial hierarchy for our building project, right? The sources are very clear. Let your spiritual side guide your material side and not the other way around.
Yes, that's the key instruction.
Because if we just let comfort, material stuff, run the show all the time, sure, maybe we get temporary pleasure, but we miss out on that deeper satisfaction, the kind that comes from aligning with that divine spark, following its path.
Absolutely.
It's like that simple parable teaches. The body likes comfort, sure, but the heart and mind, they love to learn and grow. The real master builder lets the heart and mind be the boss to get to the richer result.
Well put. Heart and mind as the boss.
Okay, so we've got sacrifice, action, inner guidance. But before we can really lean into this architecture of transformation, we first have to genuinely believe in our potential.
Ah, yes. The starting point.
Aesop nailed it ages ago. The level of our success is limited only by our imagination.
Such a critical piece. Imagination is essentially the bridge. It connects where you are now to that transformed state you envision.
The bridge.
Yeah. If you can't even conceive of yourself as different, stronger, wiser, whatever it is, you're basically stuck where you are.
Makes sense.
And it's not just daydreaming. Neuroscience actually shows that vividly imagining a future you want literally primes your brain to spot opportunities and act towards making it real.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. That divine spark Seneca mentioned, the one striving toward its origin. It absolutely needs imagination to plot its course. It lays down a kind of mental map for making it happen. It's how we see new possibilities and then act, how we read situations differently, because we're looking for ways to match that expanded vision.
It's a serious internal power then. Even though it sounds simple, like in the kids' stories about your amazing brain can imagine anything,
Right.
it points to a deep truth. Being able to picture yourself achieving things, mastering something new, finding solutions, that's the essential first step. Your imagination draws the map, and then you get to go on the adventure.
It's the blueprint and the motivation rolled into one.
Okay, so let's bring this down to earth. How does this architecture show up in our everyday lives, our interactions? The sources give us this simple but really profound direction. Be a fountain, not a drain.
Powerful imagery.
Yeah. It makes you think, what does it actually mean to contribute energy to the world around you instead of just, sucking it dry?
And that connects beautifully to what Maya Angelou said. People will forget what you said, forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorites.
A truly transformed person, someone who's built this internal architecture, they become a source of positive energy. Their presence kind of elevates others. It's not always about huge achievements. It's the subtle positive ripple effect you have just by how you show up, your attitude, what you consciously put out there. You're giving, not just taking.
And this isn't like a final destination, right? It's something you have to keep working at.
Definitely not one and done.
There's that African proverb in our sources. Knowledge is a garden. It isn't cultivated, it can't be harvested.
Exactly. Constant tending required.
It's not passive. You have to actively engage, keep tending it, patiently cultivate it. You can't just plant transformation seeds and expect to harvest later.
No.
You got to keep watering, weeding, nurturing that inner garden. It's just like the kids are taught, keep learning, keep growing, like tending a real garden. So you stay that fountain. You don't just dry up.
Keep cultivating. It's an ongoing practice.
Wow. This has been such an insightful journey, pulling all these threads together.
It really hangs together, doesn't it?
Yeah, this deep dive, it's shown us these linked teachings that really reveal the architecture of transformation. Starts with imagination, moves to choosing difficulty, balanced by decisive action, not endless prep, guided by that inner spark. Then it's expressed through positive impact and kept alive through continuous cultivation.
And if you connect that back to the beginning, that idea of sacrifice, it starts to make a different kind of sense. It becomes, well, liberating, paradoxically.
Right, so.
We're called to sacrifice the illusion that our potential is limited. Let go of the idea that ease brings fulfillment. Release the notion that prepping can replace doing. Understand that stuff alone doesn't satisfy our deeper needs, or that we can grow totally alone.
Sacrificing the illusions, the limitations.
Exactly. Those are the walls of a self-made prison. Giving them up, unburdening ourselves. That actually opens us up to way richer possibilities, a more authentic life than comfort could ever offer. It's the price of becoming our fullest selves.
That's it. And our sources even share what they call the big secret, echoed in the children's story. You have to choose the harder things sometimes.
The big secret.
Yeah, not because it's fun to be uncomfortable, but because the harder things help you grow into someone amazing.
Simple but profound.
Think about it, right? Choosing to practice when you're tired, being kind to someone who wasn't kind back, sticking with that tough problem at work, taking on something new that stretches you.
Every single time.
Every one of those choices, big or small, it's like laying another brick in this whole architecture of transformation.
It builds momentum.
This deep dive, it really feels like it's shown we already have everything we need inside us for this.
We do.
The imagination to see it, the conscience to know what's true, the will to choose the hard path, the ability to react smartly, the presence to affect others positively, and that divine spark always pulling us forward.
All the components are there.
So the ultimate decision really is just, do we embrace this architecture? Do we consciously build it? Or do we resist the incredible possibilities it holds?
Which raises a really important question for you listening right now. If our success truly is limited only by our willingness to imagine and then act,
Right.
what's one harder thing you're willing to choose today? One thing to consciously do to cultivate that garden of your own potential? And how might that single choice ripple out? How might it help you become a fountain for others?
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.